Hmm?
So it's making weird noise.
It does every time.
First time I've heard it.
I've never heard it.
I didn't either. It's the first time I've ever heard it.
All right, close enough. All right, it's Monday, June the 23rd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Let the City of Grantville regular council meeting come to order. Please rise to the invocation of the pledge. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I see no comments, so we'll move to the agenda. Do I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to include scheduled meeting of the Utilities Committee. The
So-
Council Utilities Committee.
Okay, so right now we have nothing on the agenda in regards to the utilities business or committee. So we can't, it's not an agenda item.
Approval of the agenda, Mr. Mayor. I'm not approving it as set. I would like to add something, then
Okay, so that's not an item we can vote on. And we haven't advertised it.
I just need a second to my motion. Mr. City Attorney, would you please comment on this? Approval of the agenda is when you look at it and see that there's something that you want to add and you make a motion. That's what I'm trying to do.
So again, we don't have anything on the agenda related to utilities that would require a meeting of the Utilities Committee. If we did, then we could talk about having a meeting of the Utilities Committee. But just to say we're going to have a meeting with no reason to have one, and it's not advertised on the agenda. That's why it's not recognized, because it's nothing that we can vote on that has a specific item that meets the requirements of what meets the agenda. Okay?
So what is approval of agenda, Mr. Mayor? What's that? Approve it as it's submitted by the staff?
Yes, it's the approval of the agenda that's in front of all them that was put out there, advertised as the agenda.
But Mr. Mayor, this is our agenda. This is the city council's agenda. We're
Yes.
looking at it, and I'm a council member. I want to add an item to the agenda. I need a second
And
to my motion.
you are free to do that next month if you want to in a work session.
No, I want to add it to this one, Mr. Mayor.
Again, it wasn't advertised. We'd be violating the Open Meetings Act of the state of Georgia, as I've explained many times. Okay?
Mr. City Attorney, could you please clarify what approval of agenda means? Approval of the agenda for this meeting. What does that mean? We're approving.
We're approving the agenda that is before us.
Well,
The
I'm
only
gonna
time
make
we
a
add
motion.
items to the agenda is if it's an emergency, and there is no emergency.
Now, where's that stated at? Where's that stated that the only thing you can add to the agenda is something that's an emergency?
So
Where
that
is
goes back
stated?
to the mayor and his responsibilities in the meeting, making sure that there's an orderly meeting. We're not adding things to the agendas. We've set rules for the meetings, that to get something on the agenda, you have to meet certain criteria, okay? It has to be voted on. Why are we doing it? What's it gonna cost? Everybody up here does this. Okay?
Why is the
Saying
city
you have
attorney
some
not
discussion.
responding? I'm asking a question to the city attorney. Approval of agenda, what does that mean?
It means to approve the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, could the city attorney please
Answer, Mr. Mitchell.
Well, the item is on there for approval of the agenda. The mayor runs the meeting, and if that's the motion he's seeking, then
So if you're a council member, you cannot add anything to your agenda. This is our agenda. This is the city council agenda, not the mayor's agenda. He's the chairperson, but this is the city council agenda. and this item on their approval of the agenda. So I'm making a motion, nobody's second, I need a second.
Okay, we'll just do
Just
that.
make a
To
motion.
add.
We have a
Just make a
second.
motion,
Do
so
we have a
that
second?
motion needs.
We'll make a
second.
motion. Do we have a second? Hearing none, it fails. All right, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion? Do I have a motion?
I motion for it.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Opposed, opposed.
Approval of minutes, city council special call meeting minutes, May 19, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Opposed. These minutes are incorrect, Mr.
City
Mayor.
council work session meeting minutes, June 9, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Grisha.
The first item on your agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is the decision on the second reading of ordinance number 2025-07 to establish a cultural and events committee.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to amend this ordinance, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Section A on page 2, it says, "The events committee shall be composed of 5 members appointed by the mayor and city council." And I want to amend it to say, "The events committee shall be composed of 5 members. Each member of the city council shall appoint 1 member."
Okay, that's the motion. Do I have a second on that? Hearing none, it fails. Okay.
I need to make an amendment on it.
Okay.
The same section, A, all members must reside within the city limits of the city of Grantville. We want to change that to the same wording that the city of Noonan has, that they must reside within, like, Coweta County.
All members shall reside within.
Coweta County.
So,
So you have a motion to approve. Is that a second? Are you seconding that?
I'll second it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
David made the
I'd
motion.
like to make a recommendation for one more. That it's not just residents of Coweta County, that, and we'll have to change the language on this, Mark. That I'd like to add to your motion that if you are a business owner,
And or
the
business
city,
owner within the
yeah,
city limits.
that's fine, too.
All right,
So, either
That's
reside in
pretty
Coweta County
And.
and or a business owner or resident in the city of Grantville. Well, I guess technically if you're
Yeah.
in the
Grantville, you're
county.
Coweta County. Well, no, you gotta add Grantville because we have Meriwether people here.
Also included that anybody who has a zip code of 30220. There we go. That covers everybody.
Okay, so it's a little convoluted here, so I think the language needs to be cleaned up a little bit.
I mean, I would pretty much say like Copy, what Noonan or LaGrange has.
I would say add this. Can be a resident of the city of Grantville, a resident with a Grantville address, a business owner in the city of Grantville, and that covers it.
Oh, no, also a resident of Coweta County, because it's not in there, you didn't say that.
I thought I said resident of Coweta County. I'm sorry, resident of Coweta County, resident of Grantville,
Yeah,
business owner of Grantville. Did I get it?
I think so.
Because you got
Resident
Meriwether
with a
County.
Grantville
Yeah,
address.
yeah.
Resident with a Grantville address is what you were
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
Well, actually, that covers it too. If you're just a
What about-
resident.
If you're a resident of Coweta County, you would have a Grantville, I mean,
Okay.
that would include you in that class.
And you
What
said
what if you don't fall
can.
into that category, but you own property in Grantville?
I mean, I would consider that a residence, so, I mean,
We'll just put resident or property owner.
Resident, property owner, or business owner
Resident property or business.
of the city of Grantville.
of the city of Grantville and/or in Coweta County.
And or a resident of County.
Right.
Okay.
I'd like to add a second amendment to that, and that each member shall appoint 1.
Okay,
Each
we've already-
council member shall, I want to amend this, I want to make an
That's
amendment to
already
this
been turned
motion. This is the second amendment to this motion
No,
by
your
Mr.
motion has
Clark.
already been turned down.
No, I'm trying to amend Mr. Clark's motion. I want to add, you adding all this other stuff, add on there, each council member shall
It's
appoint
his,
1.
it's his motion, so he would have to accept that.
I'm
Do
just
you
saying,
accept
it's
my
all,
motion, Mr.
it's already like that, though. I mean, anybody up here can appoint.
Mr. Clark,
But I don't want to have to be responsible
Yeah, I don't want
if
anyone to
if somebody
have
comes
to
up.
be
This is the thing, I don't want to have to be responsible for going out to find somebody. If somebody's interested and they apply just coming up here to City Hall, just
I
to
mean-
write my name on the piece of paper so I can say I appointed somebody.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can appoint at large. I mean, it's pretty much, if you want to come off the streets and not even know that a council member, you can still get
Because we can
appointed.
still
The
vote on it.
reason why I wanted to add this, Mr. Mayor, is because of the difficulty I've been having of trying to make appointments and have people that I recommend appointed. So I want this ordinance to specify that I reserve one seat to appoint to.
Okay, so we've already
So
turned down
this-
your
I'm
first
asking-
motion, and Mr.
I'm
Clark
asking
is turning
council-
down your second.
Did you turn it down, Mr. Clark? Are you turning down my
I don't
amendment to
think-
your motion?
I do not think it needs to be put like that. I think, that I'm not gonna be responsible for always finding one person to fill the seat.
Nor am I.
So, no, that would mean that everybody up here has to constantly find somebody all the time to fill
Or that
one
if-
seat.
Or that if one of us knows two people, and then that takes up, two different seats, or if we all
The
know.
more
two
Or if
people,
one
just-
person knows
it makes
five
it really
people, that person
complicated.
appoints everybody, and that's what's been
He's
happening?
not
That's fine.
appointing it,
If he
he's
knows a
bringing the
bunch of people,
recommendation.
if he knows a bunch of people that want to.
And we know the history of how these appointments are made, Mr. Mayor, and I'm just trying to put it in the ordinance so that each member can have that option, that they can say, okay, I don't have anyone, does someone else have one? Yeah, you have two, okay, go ahead. But at least you have that option to present a name, and what's been happening is I've been frozen out from all appointments, everything. So that's why I wanted that in there, just for fairness and equity up here on this city council. And that's the
You still have
reason.
the option.
There are still open boards right now. So
Yeah,
if you
there's
have
what,
people,
There are tons of
if you
them.
have people right now
nine
that have been
positions.
denied, bring them
Not a
forward.
single.
And what happens,
I haven't seen. I've
Mr.
seen
Brain, you won't even approve you won't even second my
One
motion to
time.
appoint people.
One time, and that is because she should not have been on that council. That's why we denied it.
Yeah, I mean.
That's the
and
one
I-
time.
What are you talking about,
I
she?
remember.
What she are you
That's
talking
the only
about?
person
Okay,
I
let's-
voted
I mean, I just
deny.
want to say that, on the HPC, we did appoint one of your people, and they have still failed to meet.
Yeah.
And
This
it's been
isn't some
over
reoccurring
a
issue.
year
that-
now.
We've got open seats all over the place. So if you're having an issue, send an email. If you've got people that are
We
in
do
line
not
waiting to
conduct
fill
business
these
through
seats,
no emails, and that's
send an email.
another gripe that I have. All this business conducted in private meetings and emails. This is a city council meeting. This is where we're supposed to conduct our business. And when there's issues, to bring them before this, and have it open and transparent government.
So you
And that's
would
not
like-
been happening.
I mean, the world runs off of email.
So you
Not
You
no
would like
city
us to
council meeting
only-
doesn't run off of no
you would
email.
like us to only talk to each other once every 2 weeks? You think we can get all this business done once every 2 weeks here, right now?
It's apparent you're getting it done through emails, but the reason why our meetings are 5 to 10 minutes long is ridiculous.
Getting it done through email.
I'm saying bring it
works.
out, let's discuss it in public, and let's do our business so that the
I mean,
community knows what we're doing, not through emails and
Okay, point
and
of
the
order.
meetings.
We have a
Point of order.
Paul. Okay. Is it clear what Mr. Clark's amendment is?
I'd like the city clerk to read that amendment, that motion, because I'm confused. What's gonna be in the minutes?
He needs to restate his motion.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, restate it.
Okay, you must,
Can, all
Okay.
members.
yes, you can live in the city, of Grantville, have a Grantville address, be a business owner of Grantville, and also be a citizen of Coweta County to be on this board.
I thought property owner.
Property
was
owners,
also-
but there,
Okay. We'll clean the language up.
do we cover everybody?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
so.
Do I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay. All in favor of passing the entire ordinance with the new motions?
I,
Opposed?
Okay, Mr. Grisha.
Next item for your consideration, which doesn't require any action, is discussion on the first reading of ordinance number 2025-08 to amend the zoning map of the city of Grantville to rezone tax parcel GO3 001-037, known as 45 Grady Smith Street, from single-family residential R20 to multifamily residential R6. The public hearing will be held at 6 p.m. on Monday, July the 28th, 2025.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, Mr. Grisha.
Next item is decision on award of the contract for the Grange Street Drainage Improvements Project to the low bidder, Crawford Grading and Pipeline, for a total of $220,347. The capital improvement plan will be updated to reflect the actual cost of the project.
Do I have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I have a
Hold on,
question.
have a motion
So
first.
moved.
Second.
I have a question, Mr.
Second.
Mayor.
Okay, now you can ask the question.
The capital improvement plan is going to be updated to the actual cost. What is the cost that's in there now
I believe it was
with current?
What was the estimated cost on the
What was the
capital?
budget for this?
100,000.
$100,000.
100,000, and we're increasing it to 220,
Mhm.
223.47.
Yes.
Okay, and where's that extra money coming from?
From the ones that were under?
Where's that,
What
Mr.
was the
Mayor?
large one that was under?
So please break out the cost of the whole thing,
Please.
please.
It will be paid out of local mitigation improvement grant monies, and the city's share will be paid out of SPLOST funds. LMAG funds and SPLOST funds.
And what's the total of the LMA fund?
The total LMAG funds is approximately $150,000.
Okay?
Okay, and this is a project that's going to be completed on private property, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on private property.
Yes.
Didn't it come up before where we couldn't use a splash money on private property, Mr. City Attorney? Are we within regulations on this?
As I stated at your work session, the city has all proper easements to install these drainage improvements. It's not unusual that drainage improvements of this type would be on private property in some instances due to flow of stormwater, et cetera.
All right?
Oh, I have one other question, Mayor. Do we have a list of the names of the property owners that are involved? Who are the property owners?
I don't have it right now, but we can get that, that's no problem. Because we have temporary and permanent construction easements from every one of them.
So we have easements, and you don't have a list of the property owners for those easements that we can
Not that I,
know who they are?
not right now, I don't have it in front of me, but they're recorded in the property records of Coweta County.
How many is it? How many easements is it?
Well, there's 2 for each property that we're going to encroach on. I would say there are 12 of them.
There are 12 property
I
owners.
would say there's 6 property owners, but 12 easements recorded. I don't know that exactly. However, Coweta County has a record of it.
Okay, this is a project that we're expected to vote on, and that's information I think is important for us to know, who the property owners are,
Why?
the easements,
Why is that important if they've already signed the easement?
because that's information that we should have if we're doing a project and it involves property owners. Who are these property owners? What's the name of the property owners? That's information that we should have and information that the public should have, the taxpayers.
It's
So
public
that
record.
there's no benefit to the property owners here. Here's the history here. We, the city, years ago, worked on this drainage. Anytime we touch something like that, we now own it, whether it sits on private property or not. That is why we have to fix this. The issue of who owns the property don't matter anymore. Because of the fact, I think it was back in the Billy Tucker days, that thing was touched by the city. Mr. Grisha, is that correct?
Correct.
So therefore, the city is now responsible for it. So whoever the private property's owner, Don't matter. We gotta fix it. It's a hazard. And it should have been done 5 years ago when it was approved and the cost was $70,000. However, the administration at the time felt thought they were benefiting a specific property owner and didn't do it. And that property owner no longer owns any of that property. So we gotta get this done. All right.
This came up on the agenda once before when Mr. Sell was on the city council, and the properties involved, he was one of the property owners.
And if it is, so what?
And it didn't pass because it seemed as if it was a conflict of interest. Now, I'm asking who are the property owners, and I'd like to know who the property owners are, and whether any council members own any of this property. This is information that we need to have.
You were free to research that ahead.
I don't have to research because we have paid staff that answers questions that we ask.
Why didn't you ask it last week? 2 weeks ago?
I would like to have that information.
Okay, we're not gonna get it. All right, all in.
Mr. Allen, will you please state out the timeline, estimated timeline that you projected the last time, just so we'll have it fresh?
We will give them 60 days to mobilize and 90 days thereafter to complete the project.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And am I going to get the information?
you can get it after the fact. All right.
Is staff going to be providing me with that
If
information?
you request it, they'll provide it.
I'm requesting it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay?
Can that be provided?
Sure. All right, all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Bishop.
The senior center will be closed on Wednesday, June the 25th, for members of the staff to attend the Coweta County Senior Luncheon at the Coweta Fairgrounds. The 2025 MEAG Power Annual Election will be held on Tuesday, June the 15th at 8 a.m. The mayor is our voting delegate.
Okay.
I have a resident comment, Mr. Mayor. I'll present that to the city clerk. Yes, Mr. Mayor, my comment as a resident is that requesting that we schedule a council utility meeting to discuss the utility company, the rates, and the condition of the operating system of our utility company.
Okay, that's your comment. All right. With that, the business of the evening is concluded. We are adjourned.
I'll say.